So here we are on this road to Tossa, and it's a popular road for motorcyclists. It's lots of bends. And Saturdays there's a lot of motorcyclists go down here, a lot of cyclists. During the summertime there's lots of cars coming to and fro, so you have to be careful going down this road because you never know what you might find going around the corner. The other thing with the road is that there are places where there's stones or dust or sand that's come down from one of the rocks to the sides of the road, and that can put a bit of a danger on the road there because you could slip on it. Don't want to be going along there and hit a bit of a rock or something like that. It wouldn't be very good. But it's a lovely road to do, and I haven't done it for a little while, so I thought, well, you know what, it's Saturday morning, the sun's shining, it's a bit windy, so I mean about cyclists coming down there. It's a bit windy, but you know what, it's a lovely day, and it's definitely worth having a little spin down there. To be honest, there's a road which goes out from Tossa de Mar up towards Llagostera, which I prefer. It's wider, it's better paved. There are some nice faster bends that you can go and do, which are quite good fun, and that's a good part of the trip as well. So I might continue from this bit of road out towards Llagostera and then get back round home again. That'd be a good thing to do on a Saturday morning. I still can't get used to the way that people wave to each other here. It's a good thing, I suppose, really, to be sticking your leg out rather than taking your hand off the handlebar to wave at somebody, or stick the two fingers out. That's the way it's usually done, with two fingers sticking out from the hand, not in a rude sort of way. And sometimes what people do instead is to stick their leg out, which works just as well. This really is a lovely bit of road. This bit here, it just kind of splits as well, two parts, going in between the rocks for one side of the road and the other side of the rocks for the other. At the moment I'm using the drive mode on this here, and I don't have to change the thing very often to one of the sport modes, but perhaps I should. I know, I'll just put it into I think still in drive, actually. No, it's in sport 2, so that means that it'll rev up higher, and it'll also change down better for the corners for me as well. But with this bike, with the DCT, what I want to do anyway is, even if I'm riding drive mode, I'm using it kind of manually anyway. When I'm coming into a corner, I quite often will put the gear down 1, maybe 2, going into a bend. Gives me a bit more control, a bit more engine braking. It's great. You can really have a lot of fun on this bit of road here, I tell you. Someone having a bit of fun there. 2 or 3 Porsches going along the road there, and that's the trouble as well, another Porsche as well. That's the trouble, they tend to cut the corners and go on the wrong side of the road around some of these things as well. And I bet those cyclists might have had a bit of a fright as those Porsches were going past them. Sort of hairpin type bends on here as well. I put it back into drive mode because I put it into sport mode, and you know what, I don't really like it much. I'd rather have control of it myself. And I know that's what some people say when they say, oh, I couldn't ride an automatic bike, but to be honest, once you've ridden a DCT bike, it's bloody marvellous, it is. So you see, I was cutting a bit of a corner there, but I knew that I could because there was nothing coming the other way. I had plenty of view up ahead of me. Oh, these lovely tight bends. Oh, this is magic, this is. Woohoo! It's a better road than the one going from Calonja up to La Bisbal, which I quite enjoy that one as well. The only thing is with these roads here is that when you're going along them here and you're having some fun on the bends, you can get a bit too enthusiastic, you know what I mean? And you start sort of taking risks that you shouldn't. And I'm not really a risk taker with motorbiking. I like to enjoy myself, but I don't really want to sort of go completely mad. There's some more bikers coming round. Couldn't wave at them or anything. See what I mean? The rocks along the side of the road there. You do have to pay attention when you're going down these roads here. You can't sort of daydream or anything. But that's where the fun is, isn't it? More cyclists. I think the thing with the cyclists is that you have to watch out for the cars that get impatient and want to get past them. Quite often these cyclists, they will take up the whole of their side of the road and block it off, which is fair enough. I mean, they can use the road as well, but when you get a car coming the other way or coming up behind them and they want to go past, and they start getting impatient and they start thinking of overtaking in places where they shouldn't, it gets a bit of a worry when you're going the other way. I mean, there have been people that have been killed on this road, either through over enthusiasm of their own or just being caught up with someone else's enthusiasm. When I got back into motorcycling, I've got my NC 750S. I was really keen to come and do this road, but looking back on it, I really was a bit of a nervous rider still, for just being like a new rider again. I mean, I've been sort of riding motorbikes since I was 16, 17, and I kind of like have it in my blood, as it were. But after so many years of not riding motorbikes, I kind of lost my confidence. I lost my sort of feel of, you know, doing the bends and stuff. Oh. And so I was doing it like kind of like I was doing it before, but I was kind of a bit scared at the same time, a bit nervous, and I don't think I was enjoying it quite as much as I'm enjoying it now. Now, one of the things I have to watch out for, because I've got big feet, I tend to stick my feet out, and sometimes when I'm going around one of these tight bends, I lean it over enough that my feet scratch, my boots scratch along the floor, along the road. It always feels a bit weird, that. I mean, it's not dangerous or anything, but it just feels a bit weird when I've got my feet going along the road. I know some of you motorcycle riders like to bend it go around these bends efficiently, fast that you're scraping your knees along the floor, or even just bloody shoulders. Not really my sort of style. I'm not into having a race bike. I don't need that sort of excitement. Woohoo! This is fun, this is. And you know what, it's good that I'm doing this by myself today and not with my wife as well, because I'd be having to go a lot more slower. This sort of road would actually worry you. Although last time we was doing a road that was like similar, more rocks on the road there, see what I mean? When we was doing the road from La Bisbal to Calonja, she was doing alright. Not really sort of going fast around the bends and leaning over and stuff like that. She was riding like a beginner, but she wasn't doing bad all the same. But not as much fun for me to be able to enjoy myself when I'm out with a beginner. Yabba dabba doo. Oh well, man, I love this. This is great, this is. It's a good day for motorcycling. I wouldn't say it's a great day for cycling. Too much wind, really. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely wary of these rocks out on the road here. There's a lot of them today. I think you find that during the summertime there's so much traffic that come down here that all of the rocks that get stuck here, they get crunched up to fine dust pretty quickly, get scattered. Whereas at this time of the year, when there's not too many cars going up and down there, or lorries or whatever else, then there's going to be more danger. Yeehaw! I've been able to do this ride for a wee while actually, because we've been stuck inside the comarca, which is a fairly small area. See what I mean about the cyclists in the middle of the road there? They don't give a monkeys, they really don't. I don't think they ride safely. When I was cycling, we was taught that you should ride in single file. Not so much fun when you're cycling, because all you get is a view of the person in front and their arse stick in the air. But probably safer. And we've got some great views of the sea from here. Gotta love it, haven't you? Use the road to its best advantage here. Taking